Yo, do not move. I'm going to show you how to make a super easy animation in Unity. What's going on, guys? I am back, another day, another video. So as you can see, I am using a mic today, and I'm using it because I have not been using it in the past. Previously, I was using the Rode Wireless Go because I wanted to move around a lot, but I've been watching my videos. I do watch my own videos. I've been watching them, and I noticed that I sit pretty much all the time. So I figured, why not give this mic a go? So anyways, I've been getting tremendous feedback from my previous tutorial videos. How to use Spotify's API with JavaScript and how to use Spotify's API with React. Having said that, because the feedback has been so great, I decided to do another tutorial, but this time we're going to jump into the realm of gaming. Now, if you are an aspiring game developer, I would say that animating characters is almost a rite of passage. I don't think I've ever played a game with a character who wasn't animated. So that just kind of shows you it's important. So we're gonna jump right in. Now, full disclosure, I am not a Photoshop expert by any means, at all. I am a software developer, but I think I can get by for this tutorial. My goal is to make learning this as easy as possible. We'll create all the necessary layers in Photoshop, and then when we're done, we'll bring the images in Unity while I'll walk you step by step in creating an animation. So let's get started. Just as a heads up, if you don't want to watch the creation of the character, which I understand if you don't, feel free to jump ahead to the chapter called Creating the Sprite Sheet for Unity. The chapters are going to be located in the description. So I'm not a designer, but I've picked up on a few things. The first thing I'll do is establish a color palette just to define a basic theme. And because I can't really draw, I won't be drawing the character at all. I'll be using simple shapes to make all the parts. I'm basically going to be using the circle shape tool for the head, mid area, and feet. I'll use the rectangle shape tool for the legs. So I'm going to start on the mid area and then I'll work on the head. Pretty straightforward. As far as the legs go, I'm going to kind of have the character bending at the knees. Now that's if you can consider having two rectangle shapes as knees. Always good to name your layers because names like layer 1, layer 2, etc. can get really confusing over time. Next, I'll add the character's feet. I'll then copy the leg/feet layers and duplicate them for the left side to save time. Be sure to update the layer names. Just to add an additional level of detail, I outline the entire character on a new layer. Adding the stroke outline on a different layer is really useful because it allows non-artists like myself to screw up without messing up the original drawing. Next, the character needs some color. One thing to note, if you make your stroke outlines large enough, it allows you to color freely without having to be completely in the lines because the color layer is underneath the stroke layer. So our character is now colored and it looks okay, but I'm not sure if I like the legs. I think I'll just take them out and go for that Raymond style. I'm basically creating a walking animation. Just so it's easier to determine when one foot is in front of the other, I'm going to give each foot a separate color. You know, trying to determine where feet should be placed when you have no legs is really difficult. compounded by the idea that I'm not even a character designer, so I'm hoping this doesn't look completely stupid. Luckily, I found this clip showing the Raymond character walk animation in slow motion. I literally watched this clip at the lowest speed possible just to see where the feet would land. Now, I'm telling you guys this just so you know how dedicated I've been to creating a realistic, no legs walk cycle. I think that kind of looks pretty good. I'm going to have multiple frames for the animation, obviously. As a result, to save time, I'll place all the layers in a group, duplicate the group, and then adjust the feet layers in the group, as that'll be the only body part really changing in the animation. So I'll go ahead and speed through this. Now, I've copied all the frames down to fit within a 400 by 400 pixel image, and I'll create our sprite sheet to import into Unity. I'm going to have the separate images positioned on 2 rows, 3 columns. So the pixel width will be 1200 pixels, which is 400 times 3, and the height will be 800 pixels, which is 400 times 2. In order to ensure the animation looks smooth, meaning ensure that the position of the character doesn't change on each frame, each image will be positioned relatively in the same spot within a 400 by 400 area of our sprite sheet image. That was a lot, but it should make sense as we move along. I'll use the Photoshop grid and guides to ease the positioning process. We go into Preferences, Guides, Grid and Slices. And we show a grid line every 400 pixels with 10 subdivisions. I'll convert each group of layers to a single image and start bringing them into the sprite sheet. And then the positioning fun happens. To be completely honest, it's really not that fun at all. So after minutes of positioning, we are ready to import this into Unity. I'll create a folder in Unity called Images and bring in the sprite sheet. First thing I'll do is click on the sprite image, go to the inspector and change the sprite mode to multiple and click apply. We choose multiple because we have multiple images inside of the sprite sheet. Next, click on the sprite editor, click slice and select the grid by cell option. Remember, the grid is 1200 by 800. So to get the X pixel value, we'll divide 1200 by the number of columns. The Y pixel value will be 800 divided by the number of rows. And click slice. You'll notice that these slices essentially mirror the slices we made in Photoshop. Next, I'll add an animations folder to hold the animations and then create a game object to hold our character. In order to render the character to the scene, the game object must have a sprite render component. And I'll just choose the first frame of our sprite sheet to display. Next, I'll need to create an animation controller and an animator. An animation controller is a state machine used for organizing animations. It allows you to set the animation you want to fire. An animator basically assigns those animations to the game object. So I'll click on the game object, go to the animation window and click create. The system will ask to create a name and save the animation. Now I'm going to be animating the sprite property on the sprite render component for the game object. So with the game object still selected, I'll click on the add property button, go to the sprite render component and then click the plus sign next to sprite. Unity will then populate the animation timeline with 2 keyframes. I'll grab the imported animation frames, drag them over onto the timeline and delete the others. Now, when I click the play button, voila, animation. The character's running is kind of crazy, so I'll increase the time between each frame. That's better, and now we have an animating character. It's kind of odd having him walk in place, so as a bonus, I add a script here just to have the character move across the screen. And because I'm generous, you can use this code too. Best practice is usually to create a scripts folder to house the scripts, even though we just have one. Right-click inside the folder and create a new C# script. I'll add a speed variable to control how fast the character will move across the screen. In the update method, I'll use the translate function, and that will move the parent game object in a given direction. I'll pass in a vector2, which basically returns an x value of 1 and a y value of 0. I'll multiply this vector2 by the time delta time to make the movement frame rate independent. And I'll multiply that by our current speed, since that's how fast we want the character to move. Be sure to attach a script to your game object. Click play, and he is walking. He's actually decided to leave, and I can't blame him one bit. Well done, guys. You guys made it. We are done. I really hope that this video was useful for you. I always attempt to simplify the process of learning all this information so that beginners can hop right in. That said, I appreciate you guys for stopping by. Please continue to like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell icon, all that jazz, and I will see you on next time.